A disease that impacts around 120,000 Tennesseans and millions around the country is now impacting a world-renowned wildlife advocate and Knoxville native.
Right, the family of Jack Hanna shared with us his diagnosis with dementia earlier this week, and sadly, the 74-year-old's condition has deteriorated in the last few months.
And you know, that means he'll no longer be able to take part in public events like he's accustomed to. To look at the warning signs, the resources for patients and caregivers of this disease, we turn to Dr. Roberto Fernandez, the medical director over at the Pat Summitt Foundation.
Alzheimer's disease is the most common type of neurodegenerative disorder that causes dementia, particularly in old age, but at any age in adulthood. And it is a condition that causes a progressive loss of brain cells that we call neurons, and it affects particularly certain regions of the brain first, and then spreads to other parts of the brain. And as it does so, the person loses cognitive abilities. And the most common thing that you think about when you talk about Alzheimer's disease is, of course, loss of memory, particularly episodic memory, like recalling recent conversations, recent events, things that you have already done, as opposed to remembering things that you are going to do, which we all forget from time to time. But it causes that progressive memory loss. But there are other aspects of it that people may not recognize as readily, such as difficulty with visual spatial perception, sort of inability to navigate and find your way around because you get confused in your spatial environment. Loss of ability to recall words or come up with words during a casual conversation might be another early sign of the disease. And then even behavioral problems can occur early on in patients with Alzheimer's. So it is a condition that is much more diverse in terms of the presentation that people used to realize. And in fact, there are different variants or forms of the disease that may make it harder to recognize unless you are aware of what things to look for. Creating an awareness or having awareness of this disease, of possible early symptoms, it's important that even though there are currently no approved medications that will stop the disease from progressing or alter the progression of the disease, there are lots of things that can be done. There are medications that can treat the symptoms and improve cognitive function and help keep the person more functional for a longer period of time. And there's a lot of other resources, support resources for the patient and for the caregivers that are available. And so early diagnosis is still important, and if there are concerns, it's important to bring to the attention of your primary doctor. And then if he or she determines that there is a problem, the Pat Summitt Clinic is obviously available to do further testing and assessment, and then care for those patients who have Alzheimer's or other neurodegenerative dementias.
Dr. Fernandez also talked with us about the impact this disease can have on caregivers. A lot of times we forget about them. The impact is both financial and emotional. The Pat Summitt Clinic takes part in free monthly support groups for patients and their families, sponsored by Alzheimer's Tennessee. To learn more and register to join, you can call this number, 865-544-6288.